What's the word? What's the word? What's the mother word, man? Tap in, bro. Today we here to talk about the fall of that boy Trevon Diggs, man. Y'all get in here, bro. Like, comment, subscribe. Do that for your boy. Do that for your boy. Now, if you know and if you don't know, Trevon Diggs hit the scene hard, bro. His brother Stephon Diggs had already made a splash in the NFL. You feel me? Cowboys drafted him. He was one of those guys that played wide receiver for a minute. For most of the time growing, coming up, and then switched to DB, if I'm not mistaken, while he was at Alabama. Um, got into the league, bro. Cowboys drafted him. Forget what round they drafted Kim Folk in, but if y'all let me know down in the comments. Drafted him, man, and he had a few good seasons, bro. He did because with the defense that they had going on at the time, you feel me? He was able to gamble on a lot of these passes that these quarterbacks were throwing, and a lot of QBs just weren't used to DBs taking a risk like that. And let me tell you something. It's playing DB, not to say professionally. I just done played. You feel me? Um, Taking a risk, bro, on the pass, bro, to me is a no-no. You feel me? Like, unless you got a good, jump on the ball, like, I'm not jumping on it. You feel me? I'd rather, bat the ball down or, hit the receiver. You feel me? One or the other. But it's too many things that can go wrong and you gambling on that ball. Now, Trevon Diggs is taller than I am, can jump higher than I can. So, different people can do different. You feel me? And he was one of those guys that can do different things based on the situation that he was in. And I told people when he got to the Cowboys, bro, and he was having these good seasons, whatever, I was telling them that, he gambles too much. You feel me? A pump fake, you feel me, or a double stop and go will kill this guy. And you feel me? I want to say doing these seasons that he was having these miraculous, interception numbers, you feel me? He was getting cooked on these routes, you feel me? But Cowboy fans, just chose to ignore it because of the stats that he was putting up. Regardless of the big plays that he gave up, they felt like the risk was worth the reward. And, the Cowboys didn't end up winning anything, but, they had top-ranked defense in the league, you feel me? But eventually, the armor started to, fall off, and you could see that, without the D line that they had, that Trevon Diggs was, obviously, a different type of player than what people had been accustomed to seeing. And don't get me wrong, he had the injuries and things like that, but it was just, to me, the technique that he practiced from being a wide receiver going to DB, it's way different than how Kinfolk for Jacksonville play. I can't think of his name right now. Y'all let me know. The one that went to Colorado, what should do? Can't think of his name right now. But the way he played DB, you feel me, is way different than, Trevon Diggs played DB. Trevon Diggs is going to gamble. That's what I'm saying. This is out of the box. Usually, people don't play DB like that. But if they do, you could tell that they had an offensive mind at one point in time to go up and get the ball type things. Because as DBs, we not going up to try and get the ball. You feel me? We waiting on to come down. You feel me? Don't get me wrong. We might go up to knock it out. You feel me? But, unless we got a clear view on the ball, like most DBs not going up to try and get that ball. You feel me? And, just to show the differences in the styles of DBs that play wide receiver and DB, but somebody that grew up playing it versus somebody that grew up, playing one way and then switched to the other versus somebody that grew up playing both sides, you feel me? So just having that mentality as a DB helps you, in the long run, because we ain't trying to give up nothing, Nathaniel. And I felt like Trevon Diggs, bro, even before the injuries, whether it be a double move, a pump fake, his eyes always were in the backfield a lot. And as a DB, that's one of the things you don't do, you feel me? Because, boy, that ball look like it's coming out, boy, when they hit you with that pump fake, especially if they good at it, you know what I'm saying? So, at 27 years old, this man has, pretty much, not been able to find a home in the NFL now because injuries, situations that happened with the Cowboys to where, he did one thing, they told him to do another, you feel me? It was just a lot going on with him. And it's damn near like Kinfolk has been blackballed. And that's insane because I feel like even when he went to the Packers, played one game, clearly he wasn't healthy enough, to sustain the whole season. And that's why they got him up out of there. But I believe if healthy, they saying he lost movement, you feel me, with the injuries and stuff like that. But I feel in the right situation, Kinfolk could be nice. Like, for instance, the Rams. The Rams would be a nice situation for Trevon Diggs to fall into because the defensive line that they got out there will allow him to take those gambles, especially if they have a safety over top. You feel me? So, man, it's unfortunate that, we see these flashes of what seem like might be a great career, and then you see their trajectory just plummet. It's insane to see sometimes, but that's how life works, bro. Everyone doesn't go on to illustrious and great careers. You feel me? Sometimes they start out with a bang, and start out with a nice fire, and then it sizzles out, and then you got these people that start off with no fire at all, and then get it cracking. You feel me? So yeah, it's unfortunate, man. We hoping that Kinfolk find him a home because we wish prosperity and success on everyone. You feel me? We don't wish bad on nobody, big dog. So we hoping that Kinfolk find his way, get him on the team. You feel me? One way or the other. And hopefully it's a good fit for the brother. Like I said, I think the Rams would be a nice look for him, especially with Aaron Donald coming back. We're going to get into that later on tonight. You feel me? Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think about Trevon Diggs not having a home right now, bro. Y'all think it's deserving, or y'all think he getting blackballed for the stuff that happened, with the Cowboys organization? Y'all let me know down in the comments, man. Until then, I'll holla.